everybody, welcome back to the Teach Back Method, where I teach you guys something I'm learning about in grad school to help me learn the concept better. On today's segment, we're going to be talking about Ottawa ankle rules. Ottawa ankle rules is basically just a check-off list to help us to rule out a fracture. I do want to preface by saying it cannot rule in a fracture, only out a fracture. Let's break them down. Here we have our Ottawa ankle rules. Now, why do we want to do this checklist to begin with? Well, perhaps this is our chief complaint from our patient. Patient reports pain near the medial or lateral malleolus. Now, unless they're in the health field, they're not actually going to say malleolus. They might just say inside of my ankle, outside of my ankle. Now, what are the malleoli? So the medial malleoli is actually our tibia as it comes down, that bump on the inside. And then our lateral malleoli is actually the head of the fibula as it comes down and that bump there. So, hey, I'm having pain in these areas. Okay, we want to check out our Ottawa ankle rules. So, we're going to palpate a couple of these things. So, the tip of the lateral medial malleoli, which I explained what they are, as well as the posterior edge of the distal 6 centimeters of lateral medial malleoli. Base of fifth met, let's talk about that. So this is the styloid process of our fifth metatarsal. It's the base of the fifth met head. So this is actually very common to fracture. So we do want to palpate this area. Or alternatively, we might want to go on the other side and palpate the navicular. So if the patient's reporting pain and they are tender to palpate any of these areas, then that means, hey, you should probably go see your PCP. I really want you to go get a radiograph done. Another thing you might see here is not able to weight bear at least 4 steps. WB stands for weight bear. So if they're coming in and they're having pain or they're not able to weight bear at least 4 steps, that's another indication of, hey, I want you to go see your PCP. I really would like you to get an x-ray or an MRI done because you could have a fracture. So note my words here, and or. So either they're having pain and it's tender to palpate, or they're having pain or they're not able to weight bear at least 4 steps. Okay, you need to go get that radiograph done. As I said in my intro, I really want to preface that this does not rule in a fracture. So these Ottawa ankle rules, it doesn't determine you definitely have a fracture. They're only a set of rules that help us actually rule out a fracture. So perhaps they're coming in with pain, but none of this is tender to palpate, or they're coming in with pain and they are able to weight bear. That means they don't have a fracture and there's something else we need to look into farther. I hope that all made sense. Thanks.